All right, part two. So now we're talking about trees. I was telling Danielle about the idea, and actually, you know what we did last time? We planted 100 trees in the elementary, middle school, and cemetery, and the whole plan has been to buy another 100 trees. This year it got too late. We weren't able to do it, but I think it's going to be perfect, especially when we have a good crew of volunteers to do it towards the end of this year, 2020. Right, and we're out here where I've planted two trees in the past 15 years. This one here, nice and thick now. It used to be thinner than this one. It was probably like this. And look at it, solid. And so Daniel Garcia giving us some consejo on this process as well.
All right, so what's up, guys? I was looking at the soil, and we got a cover for the soil, which is a good start. But rocks is not ideal because they get hot and they heat up our environment. So if you want a hot city or a hot town, pick rocks.
Or concrete, yeah.
Yeah.
Or blacktop,
right? So we don't want to use rocks. We want to use wood chips. And another thing is, like, rocks don't hold water. They're not like a sponge. Wood chips hold water like a sponge, and they break down. And when they break down, the fungus that break them down release humic acids. So that acid is really important for tree health. Otherwise, like, what happens is these trees, the soil is, especially because it's going to be pretty dang hard, it's going to be a little bit more alkaline, and that's going to create an environment where, like, basically all these bacteria that are basically harmful organisms in the soil are going to multiply,
Strive.
and then the trees eventually are going to get sick. And then people are going to want to spray chemicals on them or have to pay to get rid of them. And we don't want to do all that. We want to save money, and we want to do it right from the get-go. So we're instead of using hot rocks, we're going to use nice cool wood chips, which feed the soil, and they keep it hydrated longer, and they keep the temperatures of your environment, keep your town cooler. And then we can get them again for free from the tree trimmers. Especially, that'd be so amazing if we had enough funds to have a wood chipper that, like, the guy that's driving around trimming all of the city trees, he's chipping it and immediately putting it back down where it came from. Another idea is, so this is being done in Tucson, Arizona, and they're actually cutting the curbs here like this. So instead of the water flowing and going down the drain and being wasted, the dirt right here, imagine it's submerged like a basin.
If it's lower than the curb.
Exactly. So the water flows into this, and what ends up happening is the rainwater coming off the street is now you're harvesting it and watering your trees.
Flood control.
Yeah, and so you'll see. I'll show you guys in a little bit in this really cool book. If you guys get a chance to check this out, this guy's name is Brad Lancaster. Super cool dude. And let me see if I can show him a picture.
And put it in the sun so we can see it better.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on with the lights on.
So you guys see how there's use the wind. It loves us. There's a cut right here and the water's going in. So basically let me find a better picture.
Nice. I gotta buy a copy of that for the office.
Yeah, man.
For public access.
This is ideal. Get the right picture. Sorry. Somewhere around
That's
here.
smart, having the tree area be lower than the curb,
Man.
and therefore being able to act as a flood control
Exactly.
system.
So check this out. So this is Arizona, right? See how dry, and see the curbs. They're not cut, and the trees are decent size. But then they cut the curbs, and they had these submerged basins, and then all of a sudden it turned the street into a forest.
That's the same street?
That's the same street.
Ah.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
Not long. Not long at all. We're talking
Wow.
like a year or so. So check this out.
And
Look
it
at
makes
that.
the trees more resilient because you know how we have the issue of drought around here.
Yeah.
It'll
You don't have to ever water them, and they're very resilient because of the fact, the combination of the chips and then that curb cut. Like, in nature, who waters nature, right? Nature, it rains when it rains, and then that's all the water it gets, and it thrives. So
right.
what we're doing here is we're recreating nature. We're copying and pasting. We're not trying to do it better than nature.
We're not in the lab.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We're not all wearing white coats.
So
We're part of the species that are populating this planet, so might as well
Right?
work with the biomimicry, right?
Yeah, so right here, if you look at this photo, doesn't that look like they're in the forest? They're in the middle of the desert in Arizona.
Amazing.
right? And so this is in the city too. So they're turning their city into a forest. And when you turn your city into a forest, people feel better because they walk around their streets, and there's just like every single time you walk down your street, you're taking a hike. And when you're taking a hike, you're getting all these,
Yep.
fresh air. And then it's a habitat. All the bees that are dying off, now they have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So it's a house.
More milkweed will be coming out.
Yeah.
Hey, so yeah, a long time ago I was in a meeting with a bunch of organizations like the Resources Legacy Fund and the Nature Conservancy and a bunch of others, and the issue or the topic was Latino access to the outdoors, to the forest, and so forth.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I shared was that, even if we could take them out there, it's maybe once a year.
Yeah.
It's something that usually is not every day.
Nope.
And so why don't we start talking about, bringing the forest to the barrio?
That's it.
So I think that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
If you could go to Yosemite, it's not something you could do every day, especially when you're from a low-income community like Huron.
Yeah.
But if you could bring the forest to the barrio and you're living it every day, go diversify your experience. Go to Huntington Lake, Yosemite, Kings Canyon, whatever.
Yeah.
But know that you've kind of mimicked it here.
That's it, man. So, like you said, we're bringing the forest to you, and it's so much, and it's actually cheaper, not just for the individual, but it's cheaper for the city too, because the city, the sewer systems that we have costs a lot more money than it does to install these systems that filters the water on site. So if we plant the right species of trees, we don't have to worry about chemicals and stuff, like because the roads, the cars, and all these other, just like these guys, they're emitting chemicals, right? And the chemicals, when the rain hits, it's like they call it the first flush. It flushes the initial chemicals off the road, and it would go down the drain and have to be filtered. Well, we can actually have trees filter that for us, and if we pick the right trees, the right plants, we can actually harvest those plants and eat off of them or use them as medicine and not have to worry about the chemicals, because there's certain species that will actually keep those chemicals in the root systems and allow the microbes to break it down safely. So we can have food, we can have medicine, we have the forest, right? We have a great place to be. We have cooler, because it used to all that shade. What does shade mean? Cooler temperatures, right?
Right.
So we're
cooler streets, cooler neighborhoods, cooler people.
Cooler people.
Who doesn't want to be cool?
Yeah. So that's actually another thing that was proven. So when they did this in
Gotta be cool.
when they did this in Tucson, Arizona, everyone was so happy to go take hikes and walk on the street that crime rates dropped because there was more eyes out. Everyone had a smile on their face, and there wasn't any room for any prying eyes in people's cars or anything, because there was the neighborhood was watching. So some good stuff.
And the creator was shading.
Yeah, that's it. So that's what we got here today, guys.
Awesome. So here on Barrio Tree Crew and the garden crew, there it is. We got our hands full. It's just a few hours. It'll be like a few hours a month, basically. But the beauty that we will create. And this is going to be our lab right here. Watch out. The community garden, the trees. Imagine the trees right there. Bringing back the soil to life. Taking out these rocks, setting it up. Trimming those rosemary bushes. Getting rid of that. But imagine that. We do it here and we set the stage. And then we'll do it everywhere in Huron, not just the west side, but all the other sides. All right? Se puede.
Peace, guys.
Sí se puede.
Yeah, get up your butts. Come help us.
All right, yeah, it's a good exercise. Makes you feel good.